Call this meeting to order. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Hartford City Plan Commission. Second item on the agenda tonight is the minutes for the July 14th, 2025 meeting. You have them before you. Any? Go ahead.
I have your motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve by Dave, second by Scott. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes. Third item on the agenda tonight is appearances. Anyone wishing to appear? Anyone wishing to appear?
I'm sorry to not know protocol. Does that mean just to speak?
Yes. Take the podium. Just state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Dr. Ryan Dodge. My business address is 158 North Pike Lake Drive. I'm the owner of Dodge Dental Studio. My residential address is 134 South Street here in Hartford. What I'd like to ask involves the actual planning commission. Is now the appropriate time to ask my question or when the presentation?
You can go ahead and ask your question. We can't answer it right now.
Sure. So my only question would be the Ridgedale Assisted Living Facility that was proposed. When I looked at the plans that were sent out ahead of time, it appears that the parking lot and or building abuts right up to the property line on the plans, and I'm wondering if there's any setback from the actual property line or not.
All right, we'll see if we can address that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to appear? Anyone else wishing to appear? All right, then we move on to item number 4 on the agenda, the discussion and consideration of a site plan and architectural review in the C1 Conservancy District for an assisted living age-restricted apartment building at 264 Pike Lake Road. Jacob?
All right, 264 North Pike Lake Drive. It's located just north of the Aurora Medical Center, south of the Ridgedale Senior Condos is to the north of that property. It currently is a vacant lot. There's also 234 Pike Lake Drive, which is also vacant, which is also owned in the same ownership as the property owner. And there's a little sliver piece that's really hard to see there that is also owned by RMC. It was at one point supposed to connect the current senior condos with this facility, but property ownerships has changed since then. So if you look at the plan set, they're not connecting the two facilities like it was planned back when the original condo was developed. So currently it's zoned C1 conservation or conservancy. This was all rezoned in January. It got designated this zoning classification due to the fact that there are wetlands on this property. As you can see in my write-up, I recommend, or they need to do a wetland delineation prior to the development of this property. Again, here are the wetlands on the property on the DNR's website. This is kind of a street view of the lot. It's vacant, and then again looking to the north, that is the condo, the Ridgedale condo, senior condos. And this is kind of looking at it from, it kind of turns into Hilldale over here. So this is the Hilldale view of the Ridgedale condos. So looking at the building, they're proposing a 28,120 square foot footprint of the structure. Total area is 127,460 total floor area on this building. Currently, again, it's zoned C1, so it needs to be rezoned to institutional. Institutional would allow them to meet the standards of what they're proposing. The way it was built, the condo to the north is right up to the property line of that sliver parcel. The proposed development of the assisted living facility has a setback of about 10 feet from that sliver parcel, and then that'd be an addition. That sliver parcel is 10 feet there, so that's about 20 feet of separation between the condo as well as then the proposed development of this assisted senior living facility. These are the elevation or the exterior elevation designs. One of the things I hope you can see, well, hopefully the arrow can pop up here. So the arrow right here, it's going over the top picture where that rock facing goes all the way up to the roof. That would be nice, as it was addressed in the email that you received earlier, to have that also along the southern portion, kind of facing towards 234, between these balconies here, to kind of put that same type of extension of rock up in between those balconies, those two windows. So there's the two balconies, two windows, and then another set of balcony. It'd be nice to have that same form and function on that face of the structure as well as our zoning code requires 25% of the road face side to have some sort of stone structure. It'd be nice to actually elevate the stone, if you see it's on the first floor there, to move it up to the bottom of the second story windows there, like it does on that very left-hand side on the top picture there, to have that kind of go across kind of as a level, as opposed to kind of having that how it's kind of like right now with it down on one layer, but on the corner it's up. And also any time you do front facing or a change in exterior construction materials, it has to wrap around 2 feet to the other side. So that also needs to be addressed in this site plan. So the facility itself is about 103 assisted living facilities. It was up from, we had approved a developer's agreement in 2024 for assisted living facility here. That was 96. This is up 103 units. That developer, they kind of handed off this project to this current developer. He's kind of upped the size on it a bit. This is the first time we've seen real elevations and stuff like that regarding this development. We're kind of working with the new developer right now on, because this is in TID 13, to do a bonding to allow for the development to occur. An upfront bonding that would come from in front of you guys, as well as a developer's agreement in front of the Plan Commission, as well as the Common Council for approval. So that's not really the subject of that, but that's just to let you know that that would also move forward as part of that and would help cover the cost of this development. And these are the other exteriors of the building and kind of the rendering. As you can kind of see that southern portion there without that kind of brick going up between those decks, it's kind of bland on that side, kind of addressing what the email's about from the head of the homeowners association for that property. Going back to the first overlay slide, there are concerns here. If you can see on the back side of the structure, there is an access to the underground parking. We are not aware of an easement. They need to provide that easement in order to access their garage. If they cannot provide that, they'd have to rearrange the structure itself to allow for access from their property into the underground parking. That would probably be a very major change to the structure itself. Then it would have to come back to site plan review to you guys for review. So kind of looking at how we set this up. So recommendations. So first one is to complete. So we're looking to approve it, but we need to have several conditions. The first one is complete and submit a wetland delineation to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources prior to development. Rezone 264 North Pike Lake Drive from C1 Conservancy zoning district to I1, which is institutional zoning district. Again, that would occur after the wetland delineation to make sure that we're not going into the wetlands and encroaching on the wetland district. Combined 278 North Pike Lake Drive and 264 North Pike Lake Drive via CSM. That's that little sliver parcel there. That will help with the setbacks of 20 feet. It's just a non-conforming parcel anyway, so it needs to be addressed that way. It removes that non-conforming parcel. Maintain at a minimum the proposed parking stalls. Assisted living facilities, because it's assisted living, generally the tenants do not have cars or park. They're pretty much immobilized to that facility in itself. So they have a reduced parking limit of 0.5 per dwelling unit, and then a maximum of 1 parking stall for each employee on their largest shift. So I calculated that out, it's in your report, but they do have enough for the number of dwelling units, plus around 10 parking stalls for staffing. They'll have to verify their staffing numbers prior to actually completing this and showing if they have larger shifts than that, they'll have to update their parking configuration for this property. Again, at least 25% of the street side of the building must be masonry, excluding the split face block. Again, we would like to also see on that southwest or that northwest corner, I guess, kind of coming up South Pike Lake Drive or North Pike Lake Drive, in between what would be the balconies, kind of an extension of the brick facade up to the 4 levels like you see on the western side of this property. And then building materials must wrap around the building corner at least 2 feet when there is a change in facade materials. Verify with the City of Hartford Department that the rescue vehicles and equipment have enough clearance under the porte cochere canopy. Want to make sure we get our ambulances, because it's going to be a high demand for ambulances and fire department as well. So we want to make sure that they do have the ability to access through there. Provide evidence of access easement allowing for ingress, egress, and underground parking from the Ridgedale condominium property, which I stated. Coordinate with the City of Hartford engineering staff regarding NR 151 compliance and post-construction stormwater needs. There is an old, you can kind of see this right here, that's a stormwater pond they all become wetlands, are indicated as wetlands after they're established by the DNR. Again, make sure that they either are supposed to drain off into that one, or if they're supposed to create a new one. So it's DNR as well as city engineering staff needs to review any stormwater plan for this property. And a 10th one, which I forgot to put on here, review of, they did not submit a planting or a landscape plan. We need a landscape plan as well as a parking landscape plan for this for this development. So that'd be the 10th edition. So again, we're looking for approval of this with those 10 conditions.
Or have you extended these recommendations to the developer yet?
We sent them out to the developers last week when we sent out the packets.
So I'm assuming that just wasn't enough time for them to do any revisions?
No, not enough time, correct.
By the way, thank you for the thorough review of this. It's a lot going on this site, so. Jeff?
To echo the mayor, did we get any feedback at all?
Outside of the email you had received from the homeowners association or the condo association president, we have not received anything from the actual developer, no.
Okay, all right.
Jacob, if there's a need to add parking, do they have room for that?
They do own 234 to the south.
So they move
They
over
could,
to
yeah,
that?
and they could do a boundary adjustment as well for 234, which would not require our approval anyway. The only one that would need approval is when they combine 278 with 264. But 234 and 264, they share a property line owned by the same guy. They can adjust that.
Adjust it,
as
okay.
needed. And that, again, by our own ordinance and by I believe, even under Wisconsin State Statute 236, they don't have to take that to a plan commission for a boundary change like that. They just have to make sure that the new configurations make it a legal conforming property,
Sure.
both.
And just addressing one of your, the stone 25%, it seems like your suggestion is a pretty straightforward one for them to achieve that.
Yeah.
It's not the only way that they would have to do that. There's other ways they could do that, but it seems like your
Yeah.
way is,
Yeah, and we would want some sort of architectural breakup on that one, the one wing on towards the northwest or the northeastern portion of the property, I should say, to kind of break up between those balconies to give some sort of architectural breakup. I know the condo association probably wants something similar in design and style to the one that they have in size and scope of what they have. Again, the prior developer was gonna do 76 units on this parcel, but to afford the cost of developing an assisted senior living facility. The scale of this is actually, I would actually say, we had another developer looking at this, was probably gonna do 200 units.
Oh, wow.
So, size and scope, this is not, if you look at even the newer ones in Menominee Falls and stuff like that, they're all about 4 stories. They're all very large facilities, just to accommodate the cost of developing one of these type of assisted living facilities.
Just to address one more thing, that 20 feet, you mentioned earlier with the 10 feet for the sliver, the 10 feet away from that lot line, that is the minimum.
Correct. Well, based off of the institutional one, it's based off of the minimums next to it. So it's actually further back than what the condo is from the property line, because that one is a 0-foot setback because of when they originally planned to do it, it was supposed to be connected.
Gotcha.
So it's actually further setback than it would be required, but we would want to maintain that 20-foot just because of the scale is completely different on the structures.
Obviously, if they wanted to do more.
Yeah.
Anyone else? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Just a quick question. Could you just clarify again, go through the parking issue as it relates to the back side of the building?
So if you look.
You had an easement there or something? to
We
that?
don't know if there's an easement, and
Okay.
that's what needs to be provided by the developer.
Okay.
I don't know if it's in the condo documents itself, because the city does not review condo documents when a condo association is created, or when a condo plat is created.
Yep.
By state statutes, there's supposed to be a condo document recorded at the county. I don't know if there has been an easement in that document itself, or if they recorded a separate easement back when they created the 2 parcel, or when they created the first development. So that, again, that falls on the developer. But in order, you can see here, they're even changing it up a little bit. And again, if there's an easement and they're changing up that easement, again, they have to prove that they're within their right as the developer, and they're not infringing on the condo association's property rights as well, to allow access onto this.
And obviously, you confirm all that
They
before
will,
we take
well,
it
as
in.
part of their submittal for the building permit, we will require that.
Is that the only entrance to the underground parking then, in the easement in the back?
Correct.
So if they don't get the easement, then
They're gonna have to reconfigure,
there's no underground parking?
or they have to reconfigure their access. Again, they have 234, they can get creative in it, it's just,
So, okay, and that rendition there, is that the other building? Is that the other condo?
the other condo is this,
Right.
this building right there.
Right
Yeah,
there, okay.
Yeah,
And the setback is, like we said, it's within
correct,
standards?
yep.
It seems really close.
And that's, again, because that one does have a 0 setback, it's right up
Right.
to the property line of 278.
All right, anything else?
Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it.
You bet.
And this is the issue with gap, when you have a gap where there's a development gap, architectural styles change and stuff like that, and
Right.
it's never,
It's not true to scale.
it's not, it's just the scale, the size, the footprint of this, it's just, it's not gonna match up with what was intended originally. I mean, you see that in the subdivisions. I mean, we're on the infill, Partridge Hollow would be an example, there, or even Sky Park. The new stuff that A&N put in there is never gonna be the same as the other, because it's newer. It's just tastes change, architectural styles change.
Okay.
It's not 2008 anymore, or whenever this one was put in.
Any,
Nope. I'd like to make a motion to go with the recommendation as presented.
and again, that is to include number 10 that Jacob didn't.
The landscape, yep.
Yep.
All right, we have a motion by Tony,
Second.
second by Dave. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. All right. And last item on the agenda is adjournment. I have a motion. Motion by Jeff,
Yeah.
second by Scott. All those in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.